We are covering DDoS protection on AWS for the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner exam. You absolutely need to know the difference between AWS Shield Standard and AWS Shield Advanced, and how AWS WAF and Amazon CloudFront fit into a complete DDoS mitigation strategy. First, let's talk about AWS Shield Standard. This is the protection you get automatically and for free just by being an AWS customer. It defends against most common, frequently occurring network and transport layer DDoS attacks, which are things like SYN floods or UDP reflection attacks. For the exam, remember that Shield Standard is always-on protection for services like CloudFront and Route 53 without you needing to do anything. Now, AWS Shield Advanced is the premium, paid tier, and the exam loves to ask about its specific benefits. With Shield Advanced, you get much more sophisticated protection for specific resources you choose, like your EC2 instances, elastic load balancers, and CloudFront distributions. The two biggest features to memorize for the exam are 24/7 access to the AWS DDoS Response Team, or DRT, and DDoS cost protection. This cost protection is critical. It reimburses you for charges incurred from scaling your resources, like EC2 or ELB, in response to a DDoS attack. A common exam trap is confusing the two tiers. If a question mentions the DDoS Response Team or cost protection, the answer is always Shield Advanced. So, where does AWS WAF, the Web Application Firewall, come in? While Shield protects against volumetric attacks at the network and transport layers, WAF operates at the application layer, Layer 7. It protects your web applications from common exploits that could affect availability or consume excessive resources. Like SQL injection or cross-site scripting, you create rules called web ACLs to filter and block specific web traffic before it reaches your application. For example, if you see malicious traffic coming from a specific IP address, you can create a WAF rule to block it. Amazon CloudFront is another key player. While it's a content delivery network, its global network of edge locations is your first line of defense against large-scale DDoS attacks. By caching your content and serving traffic from the edge, it absorbs the brunt of an attack, preventing it from ever reaching your origin servers. CloudFront integrates seamlessly with both Shield and WAF. So, how do they all work together for a robust defense? An exam scenario will likely present a multi-layered approach. You would use Amazon CloudFront to serve your content globally. AWS Shield Standard automatically protects your CloudFront distribution from common network layer attacks. You would then attach AWS WAF to CloudFront to inspect and filter application layer traffic, blocking things like SQL injection. And for business-critical applications, you would subscribe to AWS Shield Advanced for that enhanced protection, access to the DRT, and cost protection against attack-related usage spikes. Here's a mental shortcut to keep Shield Standard and Advanced separate. Standard is simple and silent, but Advanced adds the A team and absorbs the bill. The A team is the DDoS Response Team, and absorbs the bill refers to the cost protection. The exam will trick you by asking which service protects against SQL injection. That's WAF, not Shield. Or it will ask which service provides cost protection. That's Shield Advanced, not Standard. Understanding these distinct roles is key to getting these questions right. For free practice questions, AI-powered explanations, and more exam prep tools, visit openexamprep.com. That's openexamprep, all one word, .com.